Assalamualaikum. Hi guys, this is Sarah. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about creating your own worship space. Now this can be for salah, dua, reading Quran, whatever you want it to be for, but I want to give you some tips on creating your own space as well as show you mine. So let's go ahead and go on over and take a look at my space. Alright guys, so my first tip is to build your space based on the direction of the Qibla because your options might be limited if the Qibla is in kind of like what would be a weird corner of your house. So I am showing you guys my bedroom right now. There's my dresser. You can see my prayer corner in the frame, my bed, and my nightstand. So my prayer space is over in that corner over there. If, for example, my prayers, the Qibla had been in the corner behind me, I would have probably put my bed against that blank wall that you guys are staring at right now and put the my prayer space in the corner that is behind me. But I made my prayer space in that corner that you guys see here because the Qibla is over in that direction. So let's go ahead and go over there and take a look at it. So this is my prayer corner. You can see that in it, I only have right now a prayer mat as well as a set of prayer beads. I have those out right there for Ramadan because I figure I'll probably use them more often if I'm looking at them. You can see that the mat is obviously facing in the direction of the Qibla for me, which is kind of like that here. So I have that set up, but I like to keep everything close at hand in case there's anything that I need that I can just, grab it right away while I'm sitting here. So let me show you guys that. So I keep all of my, Islamic stuff that I want close at hand at this like middle drawer. I can easily grab it if I'm like sitting down right there even, not just standing. So in this drawer, I have a few things here. I have this scarf, which that's just a plain oblong scarf. I use that for if I'm already wearing something that I can pray in. I'm wearing, full pants, long shirt, whatever, and I just need a scarf, then I'll pop that on. Usually that's during the winter. Most of the rest of the time, since where I live is very hot, I'm using this. This is like a full body prayer outfit. It goes all the way down to the ground, covers my whole arms, covers my head. It's a hijab and entire dress in one. Of course, I'm sure my born Muslims know all about this, but maybe my new Muslims don't know as much about this, but these are really awesome. I love this because it's so easy. I don't have to dress and put on a whole entire outfit just to go pray. I can just literally pop this on in like less than 5 seconds. I'm not even kidding. So this one I got from a company called Serenity Scarves. It's really beautiful, and I've actually shown it before, I think, on my channel in my Muslim Brands That I Love video. If you want to check that out, that's kind of an older video, but I love these scarves. Again, it's called Serenity Scarves. Those are really helpful. And then underneath that, I have a book, Islam Beliefs and Teachings, that my husband had ever since he's a kid. It actually explains some stuff really well. So I kind of keep that like close on hand if like I'm, wondering about something and I just want to grab it real quick. And then I actually used this while I was like learning how to pray too, to kind of like clarify some things. And then back here I have a box that's full of more prayer beads and a kufi. My husband actually can't even fit in that kufi anymore because he has so much hair. I have some extra English Qurans under this scarf to give away to anybody who, I know that needs one or wants to read one that I meet in my life. And I have the same one actually on my nightstand because I like to read Quran in bed instead of sitting down here because it's more comfortable for me. And then in the back there, I have my carrying bag for my mat, my prayer mat if I want to take it anywhere. So that's kind of what I have in my drawer. But I just wanted to show you guys what I have and kind of discuss how you can tailor your own setup to what you need. So the most important things for me when it comes to making my own prayer or worship space is that it's distraction-free, quiet, and comfortable. So obviously, as you guys saw, that my prayer space is just a mat facing a blank wall pretty much. So I do that because my space I've dedicated only to Salah and then Dua after Salah. So for me, I'm a very easily distractible person, and I know that if I had decorations in that corner and that kind of thing, that I would be very easily distracted while I'm doing Salah. So I keep it very plain. I keep myself close to the wall so that there's nothing possibly in front of me moving. And that's all it is. So I keep, the prayer mat there. And then also, like I showed you guys, some things close that I can reach at hand if I am on my way to go do Salah, or if after I've finished, I want to grab something real quick from the drawer. So that's the most important thing for me. For you guys, limiting distractions you could be less distractible than me and have decorations there. Like, for example, I've seen people do like a picture of the Kaaba or like a painting of an ayah from the Quran in their prayer space. That's totally fine, whatever works best for you. If you're distractible like me, maybe even an overly patterned prayer mat might be too distracting for you. I don't really have that problem with prayer mats, but I do with other decorations. So I have a nice prayer mat. It's completely dependent on up to you. However, the only thing that I probably would discourage when it comes to decorations for your prayer area is if you're going to be doing Salah there, I would avoid having pictures of your family or like animals or anything like that directly in front of you, because it's very easy to get distracted with those kind of pictures in front of you when it's an actual thing. So say your eyes wander just a little bit while you're doing Salah, and now you're looking at a picture of, your baby or your kids or whatever. And so now you're thinking of that just by looking at the picture. We automatically think of that thing instead of thinking about what we should be focusing on in our Salah, right? So that's the only thing that I'd probably discourage for your space if it's going to be used for Salah. But whatever helps you heighten your spirituality in your space, then that's great. That's awesome. And it's individual to each person. I mean, for me, if I had the space to have like a reading nook for reading Quran and that kind of thing, or like a bookshelf, that would be totally cool. I think that you can make some really beautiful spaces, but it's just different for each person depending on, what you're using it for and what you need for that space. For me, my prayer space is very individual because me and my husband, we don't have children. So we're the only two that use it. And generally we're not praying at the exact same time as each other. So we don't really need a space there for two people. But a lot of you guys out there might have kids or even young kids. So, maybe you want to make your prayer space a family prayer space where multiple people can pray. Or you want to make a cardboard mosque for the kids to help them get excited about Salah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up cardboard mosque on Instagram or Pinterest or even YouTube. You can find 1,000 different things about people who have made cardboard mosques for their kids, but essentially they're cutouts of mosques that kids can have fun and feel like they can pray in, and it's exciting for them to lay out the rugs and little decorations and everything, and it helps them get excited about Salah, and that's a really cool thing. Also, if you have really young kids that maybe aren't ready to even pray Salah with you yet, you might want to have your prayer space in an area where it isn't all that quiet, because you want to be able to keep an ear out for your kids to make sure that they're not getting into anything dangerous. So it could look different for you. For me, I also want my space to be so I like quiet. I have it in the bedroom because this room isn't used as much during the day. We usually work in some other rooms, me and my husband. We're not in here a whole lot during the day, so I can kind of guarantee that this is going to be a quiet space. Like I said, if you have kids, that might not be what you want. If you are the only one home and you have to watch the kids. But for me, I want a quiet space, so that's also important for me. And then I also want a comfortable space. I'm pretty sure that that's probably what everybody wants, but if anybody has prayed on tile or hardwood, you know what I'm talking about, that you're hardly even thinking of your Salah because you get down on your knees and you're thinking ow, 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 ow as you get down and get into sujood. So for me, I have my prayer mat on top of my carpeting in my bedroom so that I'm comfortable the whole time and I'm not thinking about other things. while doing my salah and not thinking about that. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I also use a prayer mat on top of the carpet. I just want to kind of make a note that you don't have to use a prayer mat, but I prefer to use one because you're allowed to pray in any clean space, and I feel that my carpet is clean, but I think that a mat is always going to be a little bit cleaner than your carpeting because you can vacuum the carpeting, and of course you can use different cleansers and that kind of thing, but I think it's just easier to keep a prayer mat clean, and I also like to fold it in half when I'm not using it so that it doesn't get any dust on the prayer mat. So that's just what I prefer for my prayer space. Like I said, it could be different depending on if, you're just one person or if you're a family or what your preferences are. But I kind of wanted to tell you guys about this because I think that it's, kind of an awesome thing to have a designated space just for prayer and for worship because it kind of helps to get you in that mindset of, okay, now I'm here and this is what this is for, Not everybody needs that, but I think that it's a pretty cool thing to have a place just dedicated to that to help you kind of get in that mindset. And I hope that you'll try it out. So what do you guys do? Do you guys have a prayer space that you've made for yourself, or are you kind of all over the place? Are you having to keep an ear on some crazy kids running around while you're trying to pray? Has anybody made a cardboard mosque for their kids, and how do your kids like it? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I hope to be seeing you guys soon, and I hope that you're having an amazing Ramadan. Thank you guys, and Assalamu alaikum.